Hey squad, I'm back. I just got done running errands. I'm actually not done. I just meant doing the errands that I needed to do. I needed to be an adult and get my tags renewed. Freaking disgusting. And then I had to pay taxes on my car. And then I had to go get hair dye at Cosmoprof. So now I thought I was gonna be way behind on time, but I'm actually doing phenomenal. So I'm going to reward myself with going to Barnes and Nobles. I'm so excited. I'm actually gonna be a really big hypocrite real quick, so get excited for that. I personally am not a big fan of Colleen Hoover's books, just because I just don't really like them. I've read, I think, 4 books from her, and my favorite one was Verity, and I'm really excited because they're turning that into a movie. And then I read Ugly Love, hated it, and then I read It Ends With Us, actually kind of liked it. I know it's super cliche and cheesy, but for some reason I ate that up. I'm not gonna lie. And then I read the sequel to that one, and that one also sucked. And I was like, you know what? There's so many other books out there. I don't need to read any more of hers when I feel like I'm always on the fence, and I've only really loved one of them. And the other one I did like, but also I was like, you know what I'm saying with that? But I'm weak. I never said I was always strong. All of her books are getting adapted into movies or shows, and when I see that, and I see that there's casting that's been done, if I see one that's in that shit that I like, I'm sold. I'm sorry, I'm sold. I can't help it. Now I'm gonna read 2 of her books because it's getting turned into movies, and I'm so excited because of the cast. Let me show you guys. I'm pretty sure the books that I'm getting are Regretting You and then Reminders of Him, I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, I have to put my friend back in Word Hunt. Let me see if I can pull this up without losing my mind. I don't even know what any of these books are about, by the way. I just know they're probably romance and there's a lot of kissing in it. The lead, well, I don't know if she's the lead, I'm just gonna assume, is Willa Fitzgerald. Mason Thames, I think. He's in Black Mirror, not Black Mirror, he's in The Black Phone. And then McKenna Grace, Scott Eastwood, dude! And freaking Dave Franco? I'm in there before it's out! Say less, I don't even need to know what it's about. I'm gonna read it just because I know that those characters are being played by these actors. I'm sold. And what's the other ones? Reminders of Him? Let's see. Oh yeah, the girl that's in this, she was in Longlegs, and she's also in It Follows, so she's a baddie. I want to go see her. So the main reason is because Rudy from Outer Banks is going to be in it. The guy that plays JJ. Oh, I'm in there. You guys just don't understand. It is so easy to swindle me to watch anything. But I want to read the books before I watch the movie, so that if I don't like it, I can be like, well, technically it's supposed to be like this. I want to be the technically person. So I'm going to go purchase the books, and I'm so excited. And me talking is making me run out of time. This place is where I thrive. My domain. I'm trying to look for it. See, this is the thing. I always try to look for it on my own to be independent, and then I can never find it, and I always need help. But today, I'm gonna do the same thing because I refuse to give in to peer pressure, I guess. I need to not suck at finding shit. I literally look like a lost kid. I look like a limped gazelle looking for a book. I don't even know why it's this difficult for me. Genuinely, shape up. I'll be damned. I found Colleen Hoover's books. They don't even have it. What do you mean you don't have it? Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. That literally makes me feel like I'm about to get physically aggressive in this Barnes & Noble. Why don't they have her books that are popular right now? This place is a prison. I'm also sorry that the quality of audio is so bad. I lost a little microphone thing that looks like a fuzzball that's supposed to go on here, so every time I move my thing, it just goes. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do until I get a new one. I'm gonna shoot some artsy shots, even though I didn't find what I came here for, but something's gotta give. Alright, so guess freaking what? I recorded literally 5 minutes of me talking, rambling, shouting, and screeching just for it all to be in slow motion. I'm currently on my way to my friend's graduation party, and something terrible happened already. I read audiobooks in my car because I have such a long drive to go literally anywhere. I've been getting a lot of reading done this way. It's been really swag and awesome, and I love it. But I have Spotify, and so a lot of books come included with Spotify, and I've been reading, as I do, and I'm in the middle of this book. The enemies are literally about to become lovers. Shit is going down. Things are getting crisp. All of a sudden, I get this agitating, degrading voice in my ear. It's an ad. I'm confused. It tells me in the ad that I used up all of my reading hours for the month. What? Reading hours? I did not know on Spotify you had reading hours. I've had Spotify for years, multiple plural with an S at the end, years. And this has never happened to me where it said, yeah, there's Spotify reading hours and you have Excel them. What? So I looked it up, I asked my Siri, and it said, yeah, you only get a certain amount of reading hours on Spotify a month. And I said, since freaking when? Because I had premium. So I was thinking, maybe if I didn't have premium, then I would understand, okay, yeah, maybe I get, because they just want you to buy premium. But now I feel like I'm in that Black Mirror episode that just came out where it's like, yeah, actually we're gonna restrict your hours, but you can, of course, buy more hours if you want. I'm sure you would like that. I'm sure you would love it if I bought more reading hours. What is that? Has it always been this way and I just didn't know? I can't believe that. Oh my gosh. It makes me so mad! Because what do you mean that there's reading hours and it said in 3 days that it's gonna restart and I can read again? It may already started. The month has begun a few days ago. What do you mean in 3 days? You would think it would be the restart of the month, but clearly not. They're just gonna choose random days and say, yeah, you can't do it. So annoying. But obviously I don't care. Obviously this doesn't bother me and Spotify is not getting any reaction out of me. I'm fine. This is cool and I'm not even upset. I'm not even mad. You're mad. I need to calm down. This is crazy. This is about reading hours and I need to calm down. Like I said earlier, I'm on my way to my friend's graduation party. It was a little bit of a last minute thing and I didn't have enough time to get a gift for said friend. I just decided to improvise, aka I just put my favorite snacks in a baggie and wrote her a letter. These are birthday cake rice cakes, which is fitting because it's a grad party and celebration, and so what are the odds? You know, and then that's a strawberry fruit roll up. I mean, it's the little things. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to go or not, and then I also have work. I can't stay that long. I'm literally staying for like 0.25 seconds. I realized I can go for a little bit because I checked where the location was of the party, and it's very close to my work. So I was like, friendship conquers all, fine, you win, friendship. The power of friendship conquers all. Like, I could just say that I work and I can't go, but if I can just be there for 5 minutes, that's better than not being there, you know? Because when you love your friends, damn fine, I'll make a grand appearance and not know anybody. I love my friend and I love my friendships, and so, sue me. At least I'm not coming empty-handed. I drew stars on it, you know, I had to make it look presentable and nice, you know? I'm not a caveman, I had to make this look presentable. So I drew stars and a singular planet. I keep throwing this down. These are literal rice cakes. I need to not do that, because what if I just go, here you go? I'm already coming with snacks, and then I'm freaking breaking all the rice cakes. It's what I could do with what I had. Well, I should be like, I actually hate all those snacks. Great, awesome! I hope everything goes swag, and I also hope this is not in slow motion, because if it is, that's currently what's going on. And if she doesn't like the rice cakes, Carmen, I'm sorry in advance.
Maybe they like bought the rice.
Oh my god, I freaking It's filming. Paris and I just did PowerPoints. We just did a PowerPoint night, and I did mine on the After series about how the books are so much different than the movies. And Paris, what'd you do yours on?
Mine was plots in movies or TV shows that I don't understand why they were kept in. But a lot
in
of
the background.
a lot of mine weren't even like plot holes. They were just like bad parts of writing, specifically Twilight.
Right. Someone had to make
it. You know, yeah.
Your crew neck is blending in with the walls so.
Does it look like I'm naked?
It looks like you're just like a floating head being like, the plots of the shows in the movies.
But Twilight is one of those where it's like, you can't be so
MTV.
Yeah, hey MTV, welcome to my crib.
Hey, turn up. Hey,
You can't be too mad at it.
Right.
So. And also, this is drink of choice for tonight. Empty as.
Not sponsored by Oliver.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, but we love him. Oliver, if you're watching.
Do you need a...
I know, Oliver, genuinely, are you lonely tonight? You can come over. There's room, and then there's just Juno.
Aww.
Juno, can they be seeing the camera? Juno, say hey to the vlog! Say hey! We got Taco Bell before the PowerPoints got too graphic. And look how they cut my quesadilla. Like how we rationing out here. It's a few days later and I'm about to sound so dramatic. I have never had notifications put on anything in my life that wasn't already a platform. I've never actually had an account on any platform where I put the notifications on ever in my life until the Sunrise on the Reaping got turned into a movie. Well, it is getting turned into a movie, and they're posting updates on who they're casting for the movie on TikTok. So there's an official Hunger Games TikTok account that's posting the castings when they're happening, which has been happening at a very random rate. And people have been saying that there's Easter eggs about how they're doing it relating to the Hunger Games franchise. And oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. I want to reread this book because literally it's all that I've been able to think about. But I'm so excited for this movie to come out, but I just know it's going to absolutely destroy me. It's going to rip something out of my soul that I'm just not prepared for. Even though I read this and I cried a lot, I just can't imagine how insanely emotional this movie's gonna be because so much happens in it and it's so incredibly sad. And seeing it happen to real life people and not just in my imagination, oh my gosh. I'm not even gonna try to wear any sort of kind of makeup when I go to see that movie. I'm going to be bringing popcorn, myself, friendship, and just hope that my face doesn't explode with all the tears I'm gonna shed. Because, oh my gosh, literally, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna see it. I'm literally going to reserve seats months before it comes out. I'm so excited for this to be turned into a movie, but I just know I'm going to be a wreck. And that's really the update I have for you right now because they keep posting the updates on the castings and oh my gosh, they're so good. That's the thing. The casting is so good that it makes it almost worse emotionally because it's so good. I'm thinking I can picture them in those roles, but you know what happens to them in those roles and it's like what? It just makes it more sad because you're like, oh hell yeah, it's like I can see that. I see where they're getting with this. Casting directors doing the damn job. The casting directors are doing the damn job. Because they're so good. The castings are so good. But that's even worse because you know what happens to them. And this book does not leave it up to the imagination. This book tells you it. That's really all I had to say. This is gonna be such a randomly sad part of the video and I'm so sorry, but I'm stating right now that I'm ready, but also not ready at all for this movie to come out because the castings that they're doing are a little bit too good. It's a little bit too accurate, but whoever is the casting director for this movie, you need a raise because where are you coming up with these genius ideas? You're so right and you're so good. You're a literal genius. I want to be like that person when I'm older. I want to be as good at my job as this casting director is at his because he's the blueprint. You are up here. Everyone else is just, you know, not up there. They're just not right there.
Good morning, everybody.
Addison just took a nap.
And then shadow boxed in my sleep.
Well, yeah. So I'm literally getting my camera out because I'm about to and do a big fat prank on him, and then he literally show him your cast. He has this big ass cast on, and all of a sudden he just punches our drinks in his sleep. Oh my gosh, it scared the fucking shit out of me because I was literally just about to do that one prank when they're sleeping in the car. You just go ah, like you're gonna get in a car accident, but then
She got pranked.
we are currently on our way to Paige's graduation.
And it's pouring down rain.
Yeah, and it's been raining the entire time, which has been awesome. Is that a police officer? Probably. Thank you so much, guys.
That make it look like it's a cop. No, it's a cop.
Yeah, it's definitely a real one. We have to be really loud when Paige gets announced.
Oh yeah, that was my plan.
Should we do practice screams? Ready? Paige Blap!
Pretty good.
They hate to see us coming.
Pretty good.
Paige, we're coming for you!
The candidates who are the first in their family.
Paige is about to be on, and I've never been more ready to scream my heart out ever in my life. Volume warning, obviously.
We practice this in the car. We're ready.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed.
Paige Dominique Black.
I got lightheaded.
No, I did too.
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness! I don't think I've ever used my lungs more in my entire life than I did right
It
now.
hurt. I saw stars.
Oh my gosh! They just casted President Snow right now during the middle of the graduation. This is the best day of my life. Paige was the one that literally texted me as she's down there trying to get her degree. They casted Lord Voldemort from Harry Potter as President Snow. Oh my gosh, I can finally die happy now. We made it! Perfect, that's awesome. This is the graduate. What'd you graduate with? I forgot. Perfect. I forgot everything. If I ever die, I'll let you investigate my body.
3-time national champion.
Hard flex. No big deal. Why didn't you do it back?
I thought about grittying,
But why didn't you?
I thought about
See,
it.
what we didn't, Gwitty.
I hit the Gwitty at all on that stage.
But isn't this so quitty? Not
Show
gonna
what's
lie.
inside.
Yeah.
Alright, who wants to take a fireball shooter with me?
I'll do
With all
it.
these stupid questions. That's so disgusting. Oh, my turn. Tap in.
It burns.
I loved it so much.
You know, thank you guys so much for coming.
I need milk or something.
She needs some milk. Paige, that's me.
You want to open it right now?
Yeah.
You can.
If it's not $200, I don't want
Don't
it.
get excited.
Look who turned out to be a clever little
I had to buy that little John on Amazon.
barely.
Kroger?
Oh my god, I'm gonna read that later. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
This could have been an email.
Alright guys, we're back with another segment.
Tequila segment.
So we went use the educated AF glasses that Alexa got me with
Tequila. Yeah, it's not good.
alright, you know. Cheers.
Congratulations. Not that bad.
That was the grossest tequila I've ever had.
You genuinely couldn't pay me to do that.
It is a few days later, and you'll not believe the days that I've had. Also, I know I'm always wearing the same pieces of clothing because I film these so far apart that I'm always wearing the same thing because I like the same clothes. Sorry, sue me. I noticed that in almost all my vlogs I'm wearing a Star Wars crew neck, and I never explain why because there's always besides the point, I promise I have other clothes. If you can't really hear my voice, that's because it's a few days after Paige's graduation and I lost my voice from screaming so loud. Who would have thought? Something crazy happened after her graduation. When I say crazy, I just mean mildly inconvenient.
It is the next day, and believe it or not, this is the third time I've tried telling this story. It's not a long story. That's the fun swag part about it. So it's not a long story, but each time I film this, it is taking me progressively longer to tell the story. So I waited till the next day, and now here I am. I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible because again, it is not a long story. On Saturday, that's when Paige's college graduation was. Addison and I are going down to Paige's graduation together. I no longer live in the hometown that Paige and Addison and I are from, but Addison still does. I live in central Kentucky. We are from Northern Kentucky. Paige's college is in Eastern Kentucky. It's a triangle, very important, remember this triangle. I decide that I'm gonna drive up to Northern Kentucky so then we can drive down from there because it just made the most sense for me to go up there because, you know, friendship. It's an hour and a half from where our hometown is to get down there. So we go down there, we stay down there all day. And then a bad storm happens. It was raining earlier in the day, but then it progressively got worse. So it was bad and then fine and then bad again. Since it's the last week of college, everyone's obviously wanting to go down to the bars. So I am taking Paige and her boyfriend down to the bar that they have at their college. There's only really one, but it's kind of like weirdly compacted for no reason whatsoever. Everyone's trying to get down there because again, it is the last week of school, so everyone's trying to go see their friends before they have to leave. There's really bad traffic. It's storming so bad. Rain is sideways, rain is upwards. Rain is everywhere except in the sky. Well, it is in the sky technically, but that's besides the point. I'm trying to get out because I dropped them off and then I'm trying to get out of the parking lot, but there's cars coming from every way and it's raining so bad and it's pitch dark because again, key part of the story that it's 10 p.m. It's 10 o'clock at night, pitch dark, nothing else. I'm trying to get out and Addison is putting in the GPS for us to go back home. We're driving, it's really bad rain, everyone has their hazard lights on. You can't really see that much. I don't really go down to Eastern Kentucky that much, so I don't know the roads that well. Obviously nothing was necessarily familiar to me. The screen, because I have an Apple CarPlay, the screen is really bright, and Addison was saying, this screen's too bright. So I said, okay, fine, then what do you want to do about it? Addison said, oh, well, since there was like 50 miles of just going straight, is this focused? This is so stressful for no reason. The story is not this long, I promise. And it's not even that funny anymore because I've tried to tell this so many times, but anyways, it's about 50 miles of just straight road. I'm thinking, you know what, it's fine, you can cover up that Apple CarPlay because it's not a big deal, because it is really bright. And he covers it with the t-shirt, we're driving, we're talking, really just enjoying each other's presences, you know, as we do Friendship Conquers All. We get to the 20-minute mark because it's an hour and a half, so we get to about 20 minutes away. Addison says, well, we don't need this GPS anymore because I know where we are, because we're from here, we know everything, it's whatever. So he keeps the GPS covered. We're driving for another 10 minutes. All of a sudden we go down this tunnel I've never seen before, and I'm thinking, where the hell are we? I asked Addison, I said, have you ever been under this tunnel before? And he said, I don't think so, but I'm sure we're fine. And I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, I guess I'm sure we are fine. But then when we get out of the tunnel, I checked the Apple CarPlay and it says that we're still 20 minutes away, which doesn't make sense because we just drove additional 10 minutes. So then you should think it'd be 10 minutes away. I asked Addison, I said, do you know like where we are? And he said, oh, well, maybe we missed a turn, it's fine. All of a sudden I see this bridge illuminated with color. And I'm thinking, yeah, no, we're not supposed to be driving by anything like that to get home. I'm thinking, are we driving through a big city? But there shouldn't be a big city through anywhere where we are. Addison said, oh, I'll check on my GPS to see where we're located right now. And he's looking and he says, oh, we're by a river. And they said, oh, it's taking us through central Kentucky for a shortcut to get home. What? What do you mean? I said, Addison, that makes no sense at all. And he said, oh, well, it's taking us to this part. And then all of a sudden I see a very specific landmark of where I live pop out into the city. And then I realized something. Addison, bless his soul, may I add, when he was putting in the GPS on your Apple CarPlay, it recommends going home on your CarPlay. So Addison says, well, I put in go home. Guess where I live? Not where he thinks home is, because I moved. Then I realized we just drove an hour and a half in the wrong direction. And may I add, I have work the next day. I have all my work clothes at my mom's house because I thought we were gonna, drive, up to the hometown. But no, we're in my new city where I am at. So obviously the first reaction is that we start crying laughing because it was really, really funny. I'm not gonna lie. We were just silently laughing so hard. It was insane. And then I'm thinking, it is 12 o'clock at night. I am exhausted because we were driving around all day and I was so tired. So I said, why don't we just stop at my house and then we can go to the bathroom, recharge, and then leave and drive back up. So then we get here, we're pooped because it's so late. Because now it's like 1 o'clock at this point when we're trying to be like, okay, should we go back? I'm too exhausted, I can't. And it's storming really bad. So then we had to stay the night here instead of going up because Addison accidentally put in for us to go to my house and not our hometown. Again, the triangle's very essential right here. This is where the triangle comes in mind because Paige's college is right here, our hometown's right here, and I live right here. Yeah, it's a really exciting time. So we just drove all that way in this terrible storm, almost dying several plural times just for us to be not going in the right direction. Addison obviously felt really bad, so he offered to buy me gas, which was really sweet, and we drove back. We had to wake up really early the next day because I had work. I don't know if it was because of the storm, but the traffic was atrocious. Also, I said earlier that Paige's graduation was on Saturday. It was not, it was on Friday. So the next day is Saturday. So I'm thinking there's gonna be no traffic. We're gonna be A-okay, perfect, a-swizzle, nothing to worry about. Nor Emma, I figured there was something to worry about. There was 3 hours of stop traffic. Why does this happen? So then I'm stressed out because it says I'm gonna be so late to work, hours late to work. I'm pissed, safe to say I'm annoyed. And while this is all happening, I'm having a mental breakdown. Addison's just sleeping next to me. Yeah, it must be nice. It was really funny though. It's gonna be really funny to bring up later in life, so I can't wait to hold that against his head forever. Thank you, Addison, for that funny memory I get to tell everybody because it is just my luck, truly. It was a really fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog, and if you didn't, I'm sorry because this is all I have. I hope you guys stay cool and swag, and if you don't, you can't be mad at me because I did try to warn you. Thank you guys all so much. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye. Yeah. You're welcome.